Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavad Pada Shankaram Loka Shankaram Samasta Jana Kalyane Mayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langhayate Girim Yat Kripatamaham Vande Paramananda Madhavam Paramananda Madhavam. Hari Om. Is it audible? I think it's okay? The valiant Duryodhana approached very humbly the most outspoken of all teachers, Dronacharya, and expressed his thoughts of wisdom. That is the exact opposite of what happened. Duryodhana, always standing on others' feet, both figuratively and literally. When somebody stands on your feet, how do you feel? It happens in buses. Really? Always steps on others' feet. Unnecessarily went to express his thoughts. What he actually had, nobody knows in mind. But what came out was something very, very different. Basically, his intention was to go and size up Dronacharya. Some people are important, you see. And therefore, you should have the important people always in your, good rapport. Because he knows that this person is here because we are paying salary. Very capable man, guru of all of them. Most of them who are standing there are his Sishyas, including the 5 Pandavas, all his brothers, and other sons of those kings, and many kings are all his students. But he knows in his heart he is not with us. And therefore, in order to go and create that kind of initial sense of, we are one, he must have gone. But what finally happened was what was truly in his heart came out. How much can you hide? What you are will come out. And situations are such that they will bring out the actual me. Situations are such. We may think that we can hide, but there is a cosmic way to bring out the true you out for everybody to see. We may think we are hiding, but we are all an open book for all, whether we accept it or not. And Duryodhana became evidently a person whose fear is so prominently visible. He should have actually gone for some kind of agreement. That's what he should have done. Actually, truthfully, he should have given the whole, because what belongs to them belongs to them. He should have given the country which they had usurped by deceitful means. And even when the stipulations were perfectly completed by the Pandavas, still holding on to that is wrong. He should have given. Even if he didn't want to give because of greed, still there was a possibility for an agreement wherein you give a little bit at least and they would have been happy. But he's afraid. Why? Never give an enemy an inch of land. Why? That is sufficient for him to launch his missile. Well, he was right in that way. He was intelligent that way. We can't deny him of that. But intelligence where righteousness is not there, how can it be true intelligence? There is a cosmic law. And we're all part of those cosmic happenings. And nobody can stand against the cosmic powers. And the greatest of all cosmic laws is dharma. It will get you. Dharma is a cosmic law. Dharma is a universal law. Dharma is a timeless law. Dharma goes from years to year, tracking the records of all our actions and thoughts. And nobody can escape the final power of dharma. How do you translate dharma? Dharma is what is right, what is true, what is correct, what is to be done, what is noble. There is power in that. And that power is not just for now. It has been always there. And that is why it is stated, dharmo rakshati rakshitaha. The one who follows dharma, dharma protects. It may look as though that we are weak at that time because of following the principle of right. But remember, there are cosmic powers guiding your simple hands and feet. It finally triumphs. Satyameva jayate. So however hard you may try against dharma, you will finally fail. history, at that time we can't see. But when you look at history as a whole, this stands out always. When you see the flow of time, you will always see the good have always succeeded. They've always prevailed. And the beauty is, if goodness and intelligence go together, they succeed even then. If goodness and intelligence go together, they succeed even then. Even if intelligence is not there, but goodness is there, they will succeed. If not now, little later. But succeed, they will. And in the Indian knowledge traditions, our life doesn't begin from birth and end at death. It's a continuum. And the cosmic laws prevail over our lives not just now, but forever. And therefore, always align yourself to Dharma. Keep that as a compass of life. Because that's a pole star while navigating this ocean of your life. Keep that as a pole star and go in that direction. Don't you worry whether success or failure will come. Success will come if you are going in that direction. Full stop. But cultivate intelligence. That makes Dharma's job easier. So, whatever steps Duryodhana took to prevail upon his life, but all the while aligning himself to adharma, it is a sure recipe for failure. And however much the Pandavas may look foolish because of sticking to dharma, they are the most intelligent. Because they know the cosmic powers which govern everyone's life, and they've aligned themselves rightly to what will actually succeed. And therefore it may look like Yudhishthira is a fool. No. These people who look like fools are very intelligent fellows. There was one person whom we, in our generation, not us, but the earlier generation, in our times, one person who was like that was Mahatma Gandhi. He looked very, very, very foolish. So foolish that when the Pakistani fellows were invading our borders, he said, whatever money we have owed to Pakistan, we should give, because that is right. Everybody said, what are you doing? If you give that money, they will invade us more. No, what is right is right. Look very foolish. And India did give also. At that time, it looked India is going to collapse. History again and again tells, Dharma always wins. You become mighty with a greater power. Strength is natural if you align yourself to the right principles of living. And therefore, people who resort to righteousness may look weak, but in truth, they are the strongest. So however much you align yourself to the wrong and then intelligently function and work, you are sure to lose. Duryodhana, to encourage Dronacharya, goes there and finally ends up insulting him, and above all, insulting himself. For Dronacharya uttered not even a single word. The greatest disrespect you can ever give to an angry person. He gave. And what was that? Say not anything. That's it. And when Dronacharya said not a word, that's a very, very, very awkward situation. Immediately, the psychology means the nature of the mind is to find somebody. How long can you keep hitting a wall? And the next person to whom he can take recourse to, in fact, higher in power than Dronacharya, is who? Bhishma Pitamaha. And his anger against Dronacharya, he presents as though it is love for Bhishma Pitamaha. And what does he say? Let us all protect him. Who should protect whom? Mistakes after mistakes. Errors getting more and more confounded. And Bhishma Pitamaha is a very different kind of person. Not like Dronacharya. He is a man of immediate action. And he is a person of great wisdom and knowledge. But yet, due to certain restrictions which of self-imposed, that I shall always protect the Kurus, he had, life is very complicated. Staying far off, from incidents, sometimes we take call on events which happened before. It's very complicated. People wonder, why should such an intelligent person be in the side? Well, I also wonder, you also wonder, every one of us wonder. But in his heart, he had resolved, yes, this is how it has to be. He had resolved. Everybody was tied up due to some reasons or other. When you are paid a salary from beginning to end, when the war starts, you can't say, I will go away, I'm not going to you. What to do? Dronacharya stuck up there. Bhishma Pitamaha, long back he took a vow. But Vidura, he said, nothing. Out of question. I am living. No. I will not be here, not here. I am going. Tirtha Yatra. Tirtha Yatra means what? Visit to pilgrimage centers. You see, different people, how they resolve their hearts. Same way. Bhagavan Krishna's brother, Balarama. Tirtha Yatra. But he is a very different man. Tirtha Yatra changed Vidura. He was a great person. Balarama came back more angry after Tirtha Yatra. All the inside anger. You should read that Mahabharata story. I would also recommend, if you want to really read the Mahabharata, Rajagopalachary's Mahabharata. Very short, but very good. Very good. First you read the Mahabharata Gurudeva has written. Then go for see Rajagopalachary's. Another good book for Mahabharata is Kamala Subramanian. Mahabharata, a little fatter. Other good books of Mahabharata also are there. You go to the library here, you'll find lots of books. All right? So, turning his attention to Bhishma, Bhishma immediately decides, this is no way to listen to a person who is frustrated talking. Let's stop him. And how does he stop? That's where we are now. Let us go to verse number 12, right? Yes, start.
Tasya sanjanayan harsham kuru vruddhah pitamaha simhanadam vinadyochaihi shankham dadmau pratapavan tasya sanjanayan harsham kuru vruddhah pitamaha simhanadam vinadyochaihi shankham dadmau pratapavan.
Tasya of such a Duryodhana. Of such a Duryodhana, what do you mean of such a person? Of that Duryodhana who was extremely frightened, ati bhita, extremely frightened, but yet pretending not to be afraid and showing to everybody as though he is going and getting the blessings from his guru Dronacharya, but truly speaking, insulting and irritating him. And that Duryodhana who was utterly, thoroughly insulted by Dronacharya by not even uttering a single word of saying, don't worry, all will be fine. My dear. Or at least telling him, at least stop the war now. How many times we have told you? Not saying a word also. Knowing that this man is incorrigible. To such a incorrigibly twisted Duryodhana, Harsham Sanjanayan, creating happiness in his heart. To whom? Duryodhana. Kuru Vruddha Pitamaha. Whom are we talking of? Bhishma. Kuru Vruddha. Vruddha, eldest. The elder. The elder among the, meaning the eldest among the Kurus. Eldest among the Kurus means what? Rich in experience. Nothing can beat experience. Experience is experience. The learning that it gives, you can't get by any number of books. Kuru Vruddha. And therefore, knowing the heart of both Duryodhana as well as Dronacharya. Kuru Vruddha. And Pitamaha. Pitamaha means what? Not an employed servant, but rather connected with Duryodhana as the grandsire. And therefore he can't keep like how Dronacharya could keep quiet. Something he had to do. Grandson has come. What did he do? Simmanadam vinadya uchaihi. Uchaihi simmanadam vinadya. Uchai means loudly. Simmanadam. Simmanadam, roar. A Kshatriya roar he gave before the battle. Duryodhana should have done that. He is the king. The king should give that roar. But king is like this. What to do? He took up action. He has to. Kuru Vruddha. It is his duty now. He has to. Whatever it is. The war is going to start. Now he has to do something. He can't allow This to happen again and again, on and on. He gave a lion roar, battle cry. And like a roar of a lion it was. And then what did he do? Shankam dadmau pratapavan. He blew the conch. He blew the conch like what you call the war bugle. That is to say that the war has begun. And to say war has begun means what? Now who began the war? He wanted to make Duryodhana happy. But unwittingly what happened? You started the war. History will record you as the main conspirators and the promulgators and the beginners of this massacre the world has never seen. And who is Bhishma? Pratapavan. Pratapavan of great valor, strength. The war has begun. And as soon as Bhishma blew the war bugle, the conch, what happened? Next.
Tata shankhaśya bhairyascha
Bhairyascha
panavānaka gomukhaha sahasaivaabhyahanyanta sashabdastu mulo bhavat tata shankhaśya bhairyascha panavānaka gomukhaha sahasaivaabhyahanyanta sashabdastu mulo bhavat.
In this way, when the general of the Kaurava army declared the war by blowing the war conch, thereafter, Shankascha. Shankascha, conches. He blew his conch, and thereafter, others, their conches, Bhairyascha, kettle drums. You know, that huge drums are there, and dum 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 dum. They beat all those. And then, Panava, Anaka, Gomukhaha. You see, Panavanaka, Gomukhaha. How do you divide those words? Panava. Panava is this, what do you call that? This kind of drum. One is this kind of drum, Bhairya, and another is, you know, they have this, they beat like this. That is Panava. I think they call it tabor or something like that. Tabors. Tabor, na? How do you pronounce that? Tabor. Okay. Panava. I have not struck that, you know. Anaka. Anaka is what? Trumpets. You know. That's a different kind of, you know, trumpets. And then Gomukha. Gomukha is that? Cow horns. You know, the small ones like this. All of them. Sahasa eva abhyahanyanta. Sahasa eva. Immediately they all joined. The movement, change of, you know, energy and atmosphere. Bhishma Pitama wanted to do that, is it not? He wanted to change the whole feeling of despondency here. And he blew the conch. Immediately everybody joined together. Actually he worked. He changed the feelings there. They blared forth, abhyahanyanta. And how was that sound? Sashabdaha. Tumulaha. Tumulaha. Tumultus. Tumulaha bhavatu. That sound was something very, very tumultuous. But then, did it touch the Pandavas? The Pandavas were perfectly okay with the sound. Nothing. The Pandavas remained just at ease. The Pandava army. Okay? That is what is indicated. Sashabdaha tumulaha bhavatu. It was a large sound, but it did not touch the Pandavas. It created no agitation in their hearts. All right. And then, when that had happened, and the entire Kaurava army were now geared up for the war, each one of them enthused by Bhishma Pitamaha, the general, in spite of the best efforts of Duryodhana. Then what happened? Tataha, next verse.
ततः श्वेतैर्हयैर्युक्ते
श्वेतैर्हयैर्युक्ते
महति स्यन्दने स्थितौ
महति स्यन्दने स्थितौ
माधवः पाण्डवश्चैव
माधवः पाण्डवश्चैव
दिव्यौ शङ्खौ प्रदध्मतुः
दिव्यौ शङ्खौ प्रदध्मतुः
ततः श्वेतैर्हयैर्युक्ते महति स्यन्दने स्थितौ माधवः पाण्डवश्चैव दिव्यौ शङ्खौ प्रदध्मतुः.
Now the camera pans from the Kaurava side and goes to the Pandava side. See the cinematography presented by Sanjaya. Thereafter, you know what happened? The Kaurava side is over. Tataha Shvetai Hayai Yukte Mahatis Yandane Stitau. Everybody was standing in chariot. But a special mention is made of the chariot of Arjuna and Bhagavan Shri Krishna. A special mention is made of the chariot. How is the chariot? Shvetai Hayai. White. Horses. Haya means horses. Shveta is white. White horses. Bhagavan Shri Krishna is supposed to be slightly on the darker. Imagine. The best combination, color combination you can ever find is black and white. Yes? Best combination. White, black, black, white. And play with those shades of it. You get all the beauty that is required. Mahati Syandane Stitau. And what kind of chariot? Very large chariot. Everybody is in chariot. Special mention. Why? This is not a normal chariot. It is a uniquely crafted chariot gifted to Arjuna by Agni Devata himself, the god of fire. It is indestructible. Meaning, even the gods are with whom? The beauty and the divinity. The beauty you can see with your eyes and the divinity which is comprehended with the heart. Tatashvete hayai yukte mahati sandane stitau. Who are standing there? Madhava, Pandava. Lakshmipati is standing there. Madhava, Mayaha, Davaha. Ma is Lakshmi, Dava is husband. The husband of Lakshmi. Husband of Lakshmi, Jagadishvara. Is there as a charioteer. What a change of duty. The Lord of the cosmos has become a servant. Bhakta has got Bhagavan. And when Bhagavan is there and Bhakta are there together, Madhavaha, Pandavaha, what did they do? Divyau Shankau Pradatmatuhu. Bhishma Pitamaha blew his conch over. But what conch? Normal conch. Whereas both Madhava and Pandava, who is a Pandava here? Arjuna. Pandavas are 5, na? The 5 brothers. Arjuna, Madhava, Pandava, they took their divine conches and they blow. You see here, if you can see the words, because Sanskrit, if you know, dadmau is used. You see verse number 12. Simmanadam vinadya uchaihi shankam dadmau. Dadmau means blue. Now go to Pandava and in verse number 14, Divyau Shankau Pradadmatuhu, the same root of blowing conch is there, but pra upasarga is added there. Pra means prakarshena. Prakarshena. Prakarshena means excellently. There was a brilliance even about the blowing the conch. Because you had all the time. There Bhishma Pitama, in order to stop Dronacharya's talking, he took the conch and he blew. Whereas here, they watched all those sounds happening, and from here, looking at all of them, there's a beauty. Each one is taking a conch and blowing, and all you watch, and then afterwards, the people are taking their drums and hitting, and then tabors, and then cow horns, and looking very nice, very nice, very nice. Now let us give them a fitting reply. And you take a deep breath, and then Pradadmatuhu, wow. And Divyau Shankau, they were divine conches. And naturally, the power of them is far higher. Look, do you know the names of the conches? Sanjaya is telling Dronacharya. Sanjaya is telling Dhritarashtra. Conches have got names. Conches have got names means what? The conches are famous. No conch of the Kaurava army are mentioned with names because they have no names. To have a name is to be famous. Only famous things get names in this way which are renowned. Now he gives the names of the conches just to tell Dhritarashtra, in your army you don't have even a conch worth a name. You can't tell a king straight like this. The way of talking should be dignified. Hint, not tell, if the other person is intelligent enough. Now you see what Sanjaya is doing, telling the names of the conches. Verses 15 and 16.
Panchajanyam Hrishikeshaha
Panchajanyam Hrishikeshaha
Devadattam Dhananjayaha
Devadattam Dhananjayaha
Paundram Dadmau Mahashankham
Paundram Dadmau Mahashankham
Bhimakarma Vrkodaraha Ananta Vijayam Raja Kunti Putro Yudhishthiraha
Kunti Putro Yudhishthiraha
Nakula Sahadevascha
Nakula Sahadevascha
Sughoshamani Pushpakau Panchajanyam Hrishikeshaha Devadattam Dhananjayaha Paundram Dadmau Mahashankham Bhimakarma Vrkodaraha Ananta Vijayam Raja Kunti Putro Yudhishthiraha Nakula Sahadevascha Sughoshamani Pushpakau.
Panchajanyam Hrishikeshaha Dadmau. Hrishikesha is a name for Bhagavan Sri Krishna. Rishika means the senses. The mind and the senses, they call Rishika. Rishika Isha means Lord. Lord means the indwelling power behind. So the very power behind the senses, the very life principle, because of whom these senses are able to function, that very supreme life principle which is there in each of our hearts, that itself is Rishikesha, the Lord, Bhagavan Sri Krishna. What conch did he blow? His conch name is Panchajanyam. And Dhananjaya is name of Arjuna. Arjuna is Dhananjaya. Why? Because for his brothers, Rajasuya Yaga, when he was a king, Yudhishthira when he was a king, he was a person who went to every kingdom, made the kings accept his brother's suzerainty, and those who did not accept, he conquered them, and therefore, and conquered them and brought all the wealth that was required in Rajasuya Yaga for gifting to everybody. That is the Rajasuya Yaga. After that, you have to gift all the wealth. So brought lot of wealth from various kingdoms by defeating those princes and kings. Such a person, Dhananjaya, and those kings have again come and part of the Kaurava army. So one more time he will have to defeat them. That Dhananjaya, what conch did he blow? Devadatta. So Rishikesha, Bhagavan Sri Krishna's conch, Panchajanya. Arjuna's conch, Devadatta. And Bhima, what conch did he blow? Poundram, Dadmau, Mahashankam. Bhima himself was a huge man. And his conch, of course, has to be huge. Mahashankam. And what was it called? Poundram. And who is Bhima? Bhima is truly Bhima Karma. What is Bhima Karma? One who has done impossible feats. Bhima is difficult, terrible. Difficult deeds he had accomplished. So many Rakshasas and Asuras. Bakasura. All the Rakshasas, so many of them. Hidimba. All of them he had finished them. And how is he? Vrikodara. Vrikodara means what? Udara means stomach. The stomach is like a wolf. Stomach is like a wolf. Have you seen wolf how much it eats? It eats. But how does the stomach look? Stomach looks very enviable. Stomach looks very, very, how do you say? No, not extended stomach. No, when we eat, what happens to the stomach? The stomach bulges out. Na? But here, the stomach is toned. It is touching almost the bones. How lucky. Meaning, his capacity to digest is so enormous. And when you have capacity to digest large amount of foods this way, you are very physically strong. So, Vrikodaraha used to say, Balishtaha. Balishta is physical prowess is incomparable. See, these kind of small words Sanjay is putting in order to tell what exactly is happening. And what about Yudhishthira? Ananta Vijayam Raja Kunti Putro Yudhishthiraha. Yudhishthiraha iti Yudhishthiraha. Yudhi means battle. Sthiraha means one who is firm. One who is firm, never afraid. In a battle, in a war, he is a person whom you can never shake. Yudhishthira. And who is he? Kunti Putra. Kunti Putra, that great tapasvi Kunti. When she worshipped Dharma, that Dharma himself, that Dharmara, Devata Dharma himself became the son for Kunti. When Dharma, incarnation itself is, and where Dharma is, victory is there. In this way, Yudhishthira Dharma Vigraha, an embodiment of Dharma, he is the Raja. Look at the word. Raja Kunti Putro Yudhishthiraha. But Raja, he does not have even a single 1 square foot of land also is not there now. And Sanjaya fearlessly calls him Raja. To whom? to Dhritarashtra. Meaning, Dhritarashtra, you want to know what is happening, I will tell you what is going to happen. And what conch is he blowing? Ananta Vijayam. Ananta Vijayam. Vijayam means victory. Ananta Vijayam of infinite victory. See? Panchajanya. Panchajanya is a conch of whom? Sri Krishna. Devadatta is a conch of whom? Arjuna. Poundra is a conch of whom? Bhima. Ananta Vijaya is a conch of Yudhishthira. And Nakula and Sahadeva, those twins, younger ones, their conches also. Nakulaha Sahadevasya Sughosha Mani Pushpakau. Their conches, Nakula's conches, Sughosha, and Sahadeva's conches, Mani Pushpaka. Even conches had names. And you? I cannot tell a single name of one conch also from your army, because none of them have got any reputation. Conches we are talking of. Huh? Conches. Nothing, I didn't speak about anything. Only conch, which you can't use in battle. And when they blew their conches, what about the others in the Pandava army? They also. Here you see how there it was a confusion. Everybody took the conches and everybody started taking drums and everybody took the tambours. But here, the momentum is slowly built for the large sound. And what about others? Let us see. 17 and 18.
काश्यश्च परमेश्वासः शिखण्डी च महारथः धृष्टद्युम्नो विराटश्च सात्यकिश्चापराजितः द्रुपदो द्रौपदेयाश्च सर्वशः पृथिवीपते सौभद्रश्च महाबाहुः शङ्खान् दद्मुः पृथक् पृथक् काश्यश्च परमेश्वासः शिखण्डी च महारथः धृष्टद्युम्नो विराटश्च सात्यकिश्चापराजितः द्रुपदो द्रौपदेयाश्च सर्वशः पृथिवीपते सौभद्रश्च शङ्खान् दद्मुः पृथक् पृथक्.
And then Kashyaha, Parameshwasaha, one who wields a large bow. He must be having a very, very unique bow, which is well-renowned. Kashyaha, king of Kashi. Shikandi cha Maharataha. And Shikandi, the Maharatha. Maharatha, one who is capable of fighting single-handedly. How many people? 10,000 warriors. Lesser than 10,000 is Atirata. And capable of fighting with 1,000 is a Ratha. And less than 1,000 is Ardharata. So you keep 1,000 as one mark and keep 10,000 as another benchmark. Okay? Up to 1,000 is Ardharata. 1,000 is Ratha. From 1,000 to 10,000, Atirata. And if you are capable of fighting with 10,000 people single-handedly, fighting means what? Capable of defeating them, okay? I am also fighting with 10,000 people and then what? Killed. That is not the point. And 10,000, Mahabharata. Shikandi cha Mahabharata. So, the king of Kashi, Shikandi, Drishtadyumna, Virata, king of Virata Desha, and then Satyaki cha Aparajitaha. Satyaki is being explained here. The adjective or visheshana given to him, the qualification given to him is Aparajitaha. Aparajitaha means one who remained unconquered. He remained unconquered. Why that visheshana? Why that adjective? Because he wanted to get the parijata flower from the heaven, from the parijata tree. Parijata had, that word had come, is it not? Where had it come? Parijata. Huh? Prapanna parijataya. And what is parijata? The vriksha, the tree of the heavens, which is supposed to bestow anything that you ask for, any blessings, benedictions that you ask for, it is supposed to bestow you. He wanted a flower from that. So he went to heaven. I'm sure his wife must have sent him. He went there and he got the flower. And do you think the devatas will allow him, somebody to take the flower from parijata tree to the bhuloka, to the earth? They started, how dare you take our flower from here and go to the earth? It is not for earthlings. And they waged a war. He defeated all of them. Aparajitaha, unconquered. All these words is putting so that Dhritarashtra knows what happened there. What happened there was not what he wanted to know. Actually, he wanted to know who is victorious. I'm telling you. Drupadaha, another king. Draupadeyascha. Draupadeyascha, the 5 sons of Draupadi. Sarvashaha, all of them, along with Saubhadra, Abhimanyu. Mahabahu, the mighty armed Abhimanyu. Each one of them, Shankan Dadmuhu, each one of them, Pratak. Very interesting. Pratak means what? Each one of them blew their conches separately. Separately means what? Each one of them coordinated the blowing of the conch in such a way that it became a great war orchestra. They orchestrated their blowing of the conches. And then this sound, what was created from the blowing of all these conches, some of them divine, some of them large, huge, different type of conches. How was that sound? Dhritarashtra, you want to know? Next verse 19.
Saghosho dhartarashtraणाम् hridayani vyadarayat nabhasya prithivim chaiva tumulo vyanunadayan saghosho dhartarashtraणाम् hridayani vyadarayat nabhasya prithivim chaiva tumulo vyanunadayan.
Earlier, when the Kaurava army, starting with Bhishma, when they blew the conch, what was the sound? Sashabdaha tumulaha abhavat. It was so tumulaha, tumultuous. Now, what about this sound? Sagoshaha. This Goshaha, that sounds, all of them put together, that sound, that large sound, Sagoshaha, Dhritarashtraṇam, Dhartarashtraṇam, Hridayani Vyadarayat. Dhartarashtraṇam. Dhritarashtra is sitting there. Dhartarashtraṇam means what? All your sons. War didn't start, but their hearts got Hridayani Vyadarayat. Vyadarayat means what? Shattered. Is a war required? Shall I tell you what happened in the war to tell the result? Carefully note. What sounds are these? Sounds of which instrument? Conches. Their sound, what all was there? Drum, tabor, kettle drum, cow horn, so on and so forth. Together created a tumultuous sound. Here, just conches. And just conches was sufficient to destroy all their hearts. Hint. Sagoshaha Dhartarashtra was to hit at Dhritarashtra also. Hridayani Vyadarayat. It shattered their hearts. Meaning it created such a pain which is in the heart, which is like as though their hearts were torn away. Nabhasya Prithivim Chayeva Tumulaha Abhyanu Nadayan. And that sound, what happened, you know? Not only tore their hearts, shattered their hearts, but it was echoing both in the earth and the skies. What a sound. Meaning it was not ending. It was sounding and resounding and resounding and sounding and sounding endlessly. How it must have been. Only Shankar. The others are yet to start. But definitely they were also there. Alright. Now both sides are now ready for the battle. Battle should start. Correct? Then what happened? Atha is to say thereafter. When you tell a story, don't you use some specific words to give importance to something? And you know, then something important is happening. Atha, that is to give that mental space required to comprehend that something important is going to happen now. What is that? 2021.
Atha vyavasthitan drishtva Dhartarashtran kapidvajah Pravritte shastrasampate Dhanurudyamya pandavah Rishikesham tada vakyam Idamaha mahipate.
I think Senayor, Arjuna Uvacha, Senayor also.
Arjuna Uvacha Senayorubhayor madhye Ratham sthapaya mechyuta Atha vyavasthitan drishtva Dhartarashtran kapidvajah Pravritte shastrasampate Dhanurudyamya pandavah Rishikesham tada vakyam Idamaha mahipate. Arjuna uvacha Senayorubhayor madhye Ratham sthapaya mechyuta.
And then Atha Vyavasthitan Dhartarashtran Drishtva Kapidvaja Pandavaha. This Pandava, in whose chariot is there the insignia of Hanuman. Why he is telling Hanuman now? Hanuman also contributed to the sound. Swamiji, how is that? It was a blessing from Hanumanji. There is an incident in Mahabharata where Bhima meets Hanuman. You can refer to these stories, all interesting stories. Bhima meets Hanuman. And Bhima has a fight with Hanumanji. Hanumanji is also Vayuputra. Bhima also is Vayuputra, son of Vayu, but different yugas. Hanuman is there still in the earth chanting Rama, 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 Rama. Hanuman is going to become the next Brahma, next creator. Until the time he wants to revel in Bhagavan Sri Rama's glory. And he wanted to meet Hanuman. Hanuman wanted to meet Bhima, his own brother. And in Himalaya they met. That story is there. And then they had a fight. Of course, who can defeat Hanuman? And Bhima found finally, my brother. Sashtanga pranam, namaskar, hug, everything all over, tears, everything over. Where are you going? I'm going for this and that. There's a big battle and all going down. Oh. Don't you worry. I will be there to help you. How? When everybody is fighting, I will be there. And your brother, Arjuna, in his chariot, there will be a beautiful chariot. Then at that time, I will sit on top of the chariot and I will, in between, roar. That is a promise he gave. Kapidvaja. Arjuna, who had that kind of blessing, allowed even by Hanuman. What cannot Hanuman do? This Pandava, Vyavastitan Drishtva. Who? Dhartarashtran. All the Kauravas, seeing them, Pravritte Shastra Sampathe, when the war was about to begin, and what did he do? Danuhu Udyamya. He took his Gandiva, about to string the bow. His bow was stringed. About to put the arrow in that bow, took this Gandiva bow. And then what did he do? Rishikesham tada vakyam idamaha. He took the bow. He took the bow. Next one is to put the arrow. That is what is to be done. But suddenly, as though an afterthought. Why? Pata nahi. Rishikesham to Sri Krishna, idam vakyam aha. He spoke something. He spoke something means what? Bhagavan, I am going to send my arrow right at Duryodhana. No. He told something. Vakyam idama. This words he said. No idea why he said that. And what did he say? Arjuna uvacha. Senayoho ubhayo madhye ratam stapaya. Me ratam stapaya. Achyuta. Achyuta, hey Achyuta. Ubayoho senayoho madhye me ratam stapaya. He is giving his first command. His first command. Thank God he gave this as the command. Because of which we are all going to study the Bhagavad Gita. After lifting the bow, is this what you have to do? Afterthought. When you say after lifting the bow, what you should do? Send the arrow. But after lifting the bow, he started speaking. Senayoho ubayoho madhye, in the middle of the two armies. Two armies, Pandava army, Kaurava army. And middle, no man's land. Senayoho ubayoho madhye me ratam, my ratha. Telling the charioteer, your ratha is not a good thing. The chariot first belongs to charioteer and then only you. That's okay. Take my chariot and place there. In other words, here is Arjuna commanding the Lord. And if there is a person who can command the Lord, what else can he not command in life? You can command the Lord. Yes, when you become his devotee. Love commands. Love commands. In love, the first thing you do is command. Do you know that? Request, everything goes away. The first expression of love that you can ever see in anybody is to tell you what you want to do. Then you know, then both ways there are only commands thereafter. Senayoho, ubayoho, mad. See, there is no nicety in love. You just tell what you want. Ratam sthapaya achyuta. All right. Verse number 22 and 23.
Yavadetan
niriksheham
yodhukaman avasthitan kairmaya saha yodhavyam asmin ranasamudyame yotsyamananaveksheham ya etetra samagataha dhartarashtrasya durbuddehe yuddhe priyachikirshavaha यावदेतान् निरीक्षेऽहं योद्धुकामानवस्थितान् कैर्मया सह योद्धव्यम् अस्मिन् रणसमुद्यमे योत्स्यमानानवेक्षेऽहं य एतेऽत्र समागताः धार्तराष्ट्रस्य दुर्बुद्धेः युद्धे प्रियचिकीर्षवः.
What is the need for you to go? Take the chariot and come to the middle of the two armies. What are you going to do? Why? Reason should be given, is it not? Because it's a very funny request. Battle is about to start. And you have taken the bow also. And I'm waiting for your arrow to go. Battle has started. When the war has started, it is a very dangerous thing to ask the chariot to be placed in the middle. No charioteer worth his intelligence will obey this order. Because the charioteer is responsible for his master. That's his duty. And therefore Arjuna convinces Bhagavan Sri Krishna. Why? Aham Yavadetan niriksheham yoddhukaman avasthitan. I want to see. Nirikshe, I want to see. And he is not only telling you go place the chariot there and then let me come back fast. No, he is telling I want you to place the chariot till that time. What? Till what time? Yetan yoddhukaman avasthitan. All these yoddhukaman, desirous of fighting, desirous of war. Avasthitan, still standing there. What do you mean still standing there? Even after their hearts have been torn, legs are trembling. Looks like from here. Still standing, but avasthitan. But why do you want to go? Because I want to see all of them. What do you mean you want to see all of them? Don't you know who are all there? That's a different thing. Now I want to actually see them in their eyes. Look at all those fellows who have dared to come here to fight with us. Even now they could have gone, but still standing there. I shall look at all of them. And then what? Why you want to look at all of them? Are you, is it a time and a place to have a look at people? Is it? Are you a prekshaka? Prekshaka? A person, they just not prekshaka is not imagine a person who just watches things. There are some people who come and watch fights. They're not participant in the fight, they'll watch. Are you a spectator? Do you want to be a... No. Krishna, not for that. Kairmaya sahayodhavyam. I want to pick up my targets. They are not going to tell me, they are not going to come and tell me they're going to fight. I am going to pick my targets. Who am I going to fight? Fight the first, second, who? Third, who? Fourth, who? Fifth, who? Till that I want to plan. In the history of wars, I think Arjuna is the one person who is thinking far into the future. In this way, I have not seen any war where an important person like this says, I want to go in between the both armies and look at all of them in their eyes and prepare myself. Charge yourself with that. Goes to fight and plan out. Are it dangerous thing? What if they shoot an arrow now before you're planning, you're thinking, and if they... No. Achyuta. You see the word? There's the word achyuta. Ratam stapaya senayor ubayor madhye ratam stapaya me achyuta. Achyuta earlier, 21. Meaning, when you are there, unshakable. Unshakable? No. Chuti. Chuti means fall or a movement. Achyuta, nobody can shake you. When you are there as my charioteer, what need is there for me to fear? First duty, very dangerous duty, given to Bhagavan Sri Krishna is what? To protect him in such a very, very dangerous situation. He wants to go in the middle of both the armies, look at all of them and choose his targets. Until that time they will be watching. And in case they do, you are there. Why should I be worried? You are Achyuta. Kairmaya saha yodhavyam. Asmin rana samudyame. When the war is just about to begin. Or when the war has just now begun. This I want to decide. So he is going to see who are those. And what does he say? Yotsyamanan aveksheham yete atra samagataha dhartarashtrasya durbuddhehe yuddhe priyachikirshavah. I want to look at these warriors intent on war. Yotsyamanan aveksheham. I will see all of them. Aveksha. Aveksha means I will look at all of them. Who knows the last time I'm looking at them? Let me look at all of them. Yayete atra samagataha, who are all assembled here. And who are they? Dhartarashtrasya durbuddhehe yuddhe priyachikishavaha. Desirous to do good in battle to Duryodhana, who is intent on war, and Durbuddhi. Dhartarashtra. Dhartarashtra, Duryodhana, son of Dhritarashtra. Durbuddhi. Durbuddhi is wicked, evil-minded. For him, such a fellow. And that too, yuddhe. He's a wicked fellow. He's beginning a wicked thing, war, and in that wicked thing, for the wicked fellow, they want to do good. Priyachikirshava. If they all had told to Duryodhana, no, forget about war, let us go together, let us be together, things would have been different. But yet, intent on war is this durbuddhi, and helping him in that durbuddhi cheshta, in that act of evilness, are all these fellows who want to help him. Let me look at all of them for one last time. All right. And what did Bhagavan Shri Krishna do? Obeyed the order. He did his duty. And that we will see in the next session. Okay? The first chapter is a masterpiece for understanding human mind. The first chapter is a masterpiece for understanding human mind. Okay? If you just read this carefully, what happens? You understand the entire complexion of the human thoughts, the wide variety and range. But finally, for us, what is it? It shows how shoka and moha. What are the two? Shoka and moha. What is shoka? Grief. What is moha? Delusion. Wrong decision. How they are enemies of right action. From now, that scene will start building. Okay? Next session we'll take it up. Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om.